does UX writing and marketing brand teams work together?
Okay.
Is there an overlap?
Yes.
There absolutely is. Like we were saying before, like the brand and the marketing team, they're working really hard on getting people into like to buy the product, right? And then the UX writers take over, but there should be a red thread. You don't want to, use the product and then it doesn't sound like the same company. And that's why the brand tone of voice is super important. But you don't want that tone of voice to take over the product because that's a very creative, often quite emotional tone of voice. So it's okay to sprinkle some moments of delight into your product. But at the end of the day, it's supposed to be clear, concise, and useful. And the brand should not come in and take over.
I think
there needs to be a balance.
I think, like we said before, we find a lot of like golden nuggets when we speak to customer success and look at support tickets. A lot of value that we get from those conversations is listening to how customer success managers describe features and what they call them. Because if you're on a phone call with a client and you're calling a feature one thing and that client writes it down, as they do, like, oh, I'll look that up after this call. That sounds great. That's exactly what I'm looking for. And then they go into the product and it's called something else because someone in product said, this is what it should be called because reasons. The client is not going to be able to find it. And even if they do find it, there will probably be a moment of confusion because they're not sure if this is exactly what it was. So we always try to make sure that when we collaborate with marketing, with brand, that what is being used for product and feature naming is consistent across the board.
And the key there is actually work together. Have a weekly or a bi-weekly meeting where you talk about content because you're all creating content and you should sound like the same company. You just have different goals.
Yeah.